What's up, guys? A lot of people ask me for the new Spongebob tower defense tier list, so let's get it poppin'. We're gonna go over the best damaging units in Spongebob tower defense, mainly focusing on Tower of Karate until they rebalance it for the other modes, so let's get it started. Before we hop in, guys, if we can get this video to 1,000 likes, I'm gonna be giving away a filthy fill. So if anybody needs a filthy fill, make sure you guys like the video and comment down below your username. Let's get it started. All right, guys, so let's get it started off with some of the exotic units. So first up, we have Prehistoric Gary. Now, Prehistoric Gary is actually shockingly good. He's in the A tier. He's not quite in the S tier. He has 70,000 base damage. Honestly, a pretty sick unit. All right, next up, guys, we have Plankton Tank Robot. He is not quite good enough for the A tier, but he's honestly pretty good considering how easy he is to get. Over like 100,000 exists. Actually, right now, let's see here, 150k exists. So he's actually fairly low trading value. All right, next up, guys, we have Patrick Sand Robot. And honestly, while this isn't a bad unit in game, like if you're actually playing, his damage is so low. Like it's actually crazy low. He sucks for Tower of Karate. All right, next up, we have Painty the Pirate. Painty the Pirate is an absolute goat, guys. God tier. Look at this, guys. 455,000 base damage. I don't think any other unit compares. All right, next up, we got Mimic Bob. Now, Mimic Bob, oh my gosh, C tier. Honestly, surprisingly not that good. All right, next up, we have Hydra. Hydra's actually okay. Not as good as Plankton Tank Robot, but pretty decent for this. All right, next up, guys, we have King of Karate. Now, surprisingly, guys, the King of Karate is not the best karate unit. He is very good, though. All right, he is going to be right now for us 200,000 base damage, so second place. All right, next up, we have Filthy Boys. 100k damage. Barely holding on to the S tier, but still pretty good. All right, next up we have Cyclops. Shockingly bad, guys, in the C tier. I know this is kind of shocking. I mean, I don't know if you guys were expecting this, but this is the truth. All right, next up we have Squidosaurus Rex. Squidosaurus Rex is barely making it into the C tier. All right, next up we have Spongehenge. Now, Spongehenge isn't even good enough for the C tier. Now, what if you don't see a unit on this list? It means it absolutely sucks and don't use it. All right, next up we have Sir Pinchalot, one of the newer units. Honestly, shockingly good and way better than Filthy Boys. And I'm gonna be honest, considering how easy the SW version is to get and how easy it is to start it up, I really highly recommend getting this guy if at all possible. He's really good. All right, next up, guys, we have Sea Bear. Very good for the D tier, but not that great overall. All right, next up we got Rarg. Rarg is just barely squeaking in there. Right behind Mimic Bob. All right, next up we got the Robot Mantis. Honestly, surprisingly not that bad. Robot Mantis, I have him right over Cyclops. All right, next up we got Redbeard Crabs. Actually a pretty good unit. We're gonna put him right there in the B tier, right below Plankton Tank. All right, next up we have the Rock. The Rock is actually okay. He is just barely B tier though. He's not the end of the world. All right, next up we have the Plankton. This guy is actually barely making it into the C tier. Not that good, but not surprisingly considering how easy it is to get. All right, next up we have Nosferatu. Honestly, guys, pretty beastly. I have him right behind Prehistoric Gary, barely worse. But I'll be honest, he is a lot easier to get than Gary. So if you can get him SW 5-star, then he's definitely going to be higher than Gary. But on the base form, he's a little bit worse. But then again, I'm gonna be honest, in general, I think he would be higher, but technically speaking, base damage wise, if you happen to have an SW Prehistoric Gary, it would be better. All right, Mr. Super Awesomeness, not quite making it into the B tier, but very easy to get, so highly recommended. All right, Maximus is pretty hard to get, but he's only okay, actually. He's not even that good. All right, Master Udon, again, honestly, surprisingly not that good for Tower of Karate. King Jellyfish, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't even know if I can recommend bringing King Jellyfish. Not good. Baby Pearl, though, is shockingly good. Baby Pearl, I'm gonna put Baby Pearl. Let me double check where it is with Redbeard Crabs. Yeah, right below Redbeard Crabs. Shockingly good. All right, next up we got Jumbo Shrimp. Jumbo Shrimp is only okay. He's retired now too. All right, the Hash Slinging Slasher, guys, he's barely crawling into, and I'm gonna put him at the bottom because he's retired. Not that great. Dungeon Master is shockingly good though. Dungeon Master is right there, so actually still viable. I'm gonna be honest, guys, don't even bring Dream Gary. All right, Doradon, shockingly good as well, making it into the A tier, one of the few A tier units we have. Dennis, barely cracking into the C tier. Cyborg, guys, oh my gosh, don't bring Cyborg. All right, next up we have Captain Zach, really, really good, guys. Barely not making it into the S tier. All right, next up, guys, we got Bunker Boys, barely crashing into the S tier. Him and them are right about the same. All right, Bubble Poppin' Boys, not gonna lie, kind of hard to get, and not even into the B tier. All right, next up, we got the Bikini Bottom PD, guys. Really, really trash. Don't recommend. Alaskan Bullworm is actually not that bad. He is right there. Surprisingly good and very easy to 5-star. So I'm gonna give him some extra credits. All right, next up we have Made Spongebob. Made Spongebob is barely cracking in here, but not the end of the world bad. All right, next up we got Dueling Spongebob. Honestly, pretty bad, but you know, if you really needed a unit, you get the dueling ones. Not the end of the world if you're really that down bad, but considering how hard they are. All right, Clamu is a shockingly good mythic. Clamu is gonna slide in right there. And honestly, considering how easy it is to get, I'm gonna put it a little bit higher than Hydra, just because how easy it is. The attainability factor definitely gives gives it a lot of benefit. All right, Invincibubble is not that bad, but not that great either, and somewhat attainable. Krusty Crushers. Honestly, the Krusty Crushers are not the greatest, but you know, they're not too hard to get. All right, so what's his name? Morbid Spongebob is another one of these units. Not the end of the world, but not the greatest. Surprisingly, this guy's not that bad. He's actually decent. Shockingly, if you can call being D tier decent. But remember, there's a whole lot of units that didn't even make the list, guys. So even the D tier is surprisingly good. Like, you're still in the top X% or whatever. Like, it's not too bad. Filthy Phil's actually shockingly good as well. I'm gonna put him over Master Udon. Now we do have a legendary in here, Muscle Bob, but he doesn't actually even make it that far at all. And we do have Buff Sandy right there as well. I'm gonna put it a little bit higher because she is still actually possible to get. And we do have the one and only rare unit here that's not the greatest, but not the worst either, and not that hard to get. So there you go, guys. There's your tier list. Comment down below what you guys think, and remember, if we can get this video to 1,000 likes, we're going to be giving away a Filthy Boys. So if you guys need one of those, make sure you guys like the video and comment down below your Roblox username, and let me know if I missed any units, and I will try to get my hands on those and update the tier list for you. Peace out.